for joining us for 12 News at 6. Our top story tonight, it's been Arizona's wettest week of the year so far.
But we didn't just get rain here in the valley. Take a look at this video from last night after a West Phoenix home was struck by lightning.
Yeah, this is in the area of Thomas Road and 51st Avenue. The Phoenix Fire Department tells us the lightning strike sparked a fire and the home started filling up with thick black smoke. Here, one of the homeowners described the moment the lightning bolt hit.
We heard a big loud bang, like lightning, and then the thunder, and it might hit really hard, and it really looked like a blast, like a big boom.
Biden's speech comes amid an ongoing debate on how to best reopen Arizona schools. While Democrats are open to the idea of remote schooling, Republicans say that Democrats are, quote, holding students, parents, and teachers hostage by delaying in-person instruction.
Hold tight, and you won't fall.
Oh, speaking of reading, new families in the NICU at St. Joseph's Medical Center are getting some love today. The hospital is launching a new reading program aimed at premature babies. Donated books will now be at the bedside of every new family in the NICU. Doctors say that reading to these babies has proven to help boost language development, sleep habits, and overall health.
In utero, babies begin to learn, and when they come out, they're still learning, and the parents really are their best teachers.
Just the fact of even reading to them, I mean, we kind of have already started that from the very beginning. As a teacher, I know how, developmentally that is important for them.
While the deadline for registering to vote in Arizona is still a few weeks away, officials in the state are encouraging residents to get themselves signed up as soon as possible.
It is time now to get you up to speed on stories developing at 5 o'clock. A Valley man who said he was in fear for his life told police that he shot and killed a man at a bar over the weekend. It happened near Cave Creek and Greenway on Saturday. Brandon Mitchell told police first he beat up a 50-year-old man because he felt he was threatened, then shot 43-year-old Charles Porter after Porter confronted him about the first fight. Porter was a decorated veteran who served 3 tours in the Middle East and was wounded while on duty. His stepfather says Porter was just trying to be a good dad.
A father could never ask more of a son than Chuck gave. And he earned the right to raise those beautiful kids.
With the general election just 50 days away, Arizona has become a priority for both Republicans and Democrats. And last Thursday, Dr. Jill Biden became the latest political figure to speak directly to Arizonans. The last day to register to vote in Arizona is October 5th, and you can register online by logging on to arizona.vote. In the broadcast center, Alex Gaul, Cronkite News.
There you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sky Harbor is now using what's called credential authentication technology, which allows TSA agents to verify your ID without the need for a boarding pass.
Officials say this will provide an additional layer of security and lessen the hassle for travelers.
You know, one thing we need to know when people are flying is we need to know they are who they say they are, and this type of technology is a step in that direction.
Hello and welcome into this edition of Cronkite Sports Live. I'm Alex Gaul, and the guy sitting next to me is Tyler Mannion. It's been a big week in ASU athletics, and we've been all over the country to cover it all. We'll start with some breaking news, though, from Arizona State football. According to the Arizona Republic's Jeff Metcalf, ASU starting quarterback Jaden Daniels will be a game-time decision for tomorrow's game against USC, and that's some big news, Emmy. It's quite possible the Sun Devils could return to the Guard U glory of just 2 seasons ago. You can catch the game tonight on ESPN2 at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. Now we'll move things over to the ASU women's basketball team, which opened their season on Tuesday with a big victory over Air Force. We now bring in Gabby Ducharme to break that one down. Gabby, this is a young squad that's led by freshmen and sophomores. What was their impact in the first game? Yeah, Chris, this weekend is huge for the Sun Devils, both on and off the court. We now bring in studio analyst Griffin Peters. And Griffin, ASU hosts Senior Day on Sunday. What is the impact of this year's senior class? Thanks so much, Gareth. ASU football is still looking to establish a long-term foothold amongst the top teams in the country. But on the same day they lost to the OSU Beavers, another ASU athletic team claimed their 4th straight national championship. Dynasty? I think yes. Here's our Peyton Gallagher with the story on ASU women's triathlon. Zahid Valencia was suspended indefinitely from the program for failing a drug test. According to the Arizona Republic, Valencia tested positive for a recreational drug, not a performance-enhancing drug. Without Valencia, ASU lost their final regular season duel match 22-9 to North Carolina. Valencia's status for the NCAA championships in March and the U.S. Olympic trials in April is still uncertain. Yeah, and Michael, there's a lot of turnover on this team outside of the goalie situation as well. Who are some freshmen to look out for, both on the blue line and up front as well? Their team sheet shows a lot of similarities to a lot of fringe teams in the NCAA tournament from last year. What does the ASU team need to do this year to make sure they make the tournament? Now, Jacob, it is time for the way it is. 3 questions, robust debate, and the winner gets to rant. So, Jacob, true or false, the Sun Devils will finish atop of the Pac-12 regular season standings?
I would love to disagree with you, Tyler, but judging from what I saw in Salt Lake City last week, I don't think they're going to get 30 points. Maybe they get three touchdowns and a field goal, 24. That seems like a safe bet. But 30 and a 60 overall, no, that's not going to happen.
But what is speed on a basketball court, and how do we quantify it? Obviously, we can measure 40 times and time from baseline to baseline, but on a team level, the best way to measure speed at which a team wants to play is through fast break points. The more fast break points, the faster the team's style. You see, there's something peculiar about Arizona State women's basketball this season, and that is their speed.
But as much as ASU football's coaches and players might say that the temperature at game time didn't and doesn't matter, the metrics show otherwise. Yeah, that's right. I'm becoming a meteorologist for the day. And my forecast, when the weather is under 70 degrees, ASU's offensive efficiency hits a cold front. Alex Gaul catching up post-game with ASU guard Remy Martin, where ASU just defeated Central Connecticut State in regulation time. Remy, you had 14 points tonight, one of 5 Sun Devils in double figures. How did it feel to get a first home victory here this season?
Oh, man, I'm all about winning, so it feels great.
Points and touchdowns weren't at a premium in Saturday's ball game, with both offenses combining for a total of 10 touchdowns in the contest. But when ASU needed points the most, they went for the risky gamble of going for the lead instead of going for the tie. Now, the game on the court wasn't quite a slam dunk for the Sun Devils, but ASU did find a way to make shots when they needed to. A recent poll from Fox News has Mark Kelly 17 points ahead in the Arizona Senate race. It's the largest margin in any poll taken so far. But pollsters in Arizona, well, they aren't buying it.
I wasn't necessarily surprised that it was a large gap. I was surprised that it was a 17-point gap.
Jacob Joss is a data analyst with OH Predictive Insights, a Phoenix-based polling firm. OH's data contradicts the Fox report. Although their polling did show a widening gap in the summer, the race narrowed in August.
The data we've seen from our firm, as well as many other polls, it looks like Kelly is the clear favorite right now, but obviously the numbers are close enough that either party can come out on top.
With a Kelly win in November, Arizona would have 2 Democratic senators in office for the first time since the mid-1950s. Analysts say the race could come down to who turns out across the state.
Republicans always turn out. The sun rises in the morning, Republicans go vote. Is who shows up around them in the cycle. And we've seen higher participation rates amongst non-traditional cohorts of the electorate.
Those cohorts include younger voters who often lean more Democratic. The race between Kelly and McSally has attracted national attention. As Republicans try to hold on to a narrow majority in the Senate, John McCain's vacant seat could hold the key to flipping the chamber.
And Arizona, whoever wins the Senate seat here, whether that be Mark Kelly or Martha McSally, going to play a key role in determining who gets 51 seats in the Senate.
Polling data from the last 2 weeks seems to confirm OH's analysis. Their latest poll has Kelly 10 points up, while the average on Real Clear Politics sits at just over 6 points. In the broadcast center, Alex Gaul, Cronkite News. It's testing day at Paradise Valley Community College.
That's what that question's on. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Adjunct Professor Ginger Serlin is seeing what the students know about unreasonable searches and seizures. But she is a little helper to keep the students focused. Meet Professor Colton, a one-of-a-kind corgi who dresses pretty smart, wearing glasses, eye-catching jackets, and makes sure the students are paying attention to him in class.
Go, Colton. Bye, buddy. A little bit of a de-stressor. I mean, how seriously can you really take yourself when you walk in and there's a dog wearing glasses? Did you teach him good?
He even has more than 300,000 followers on Instagram. Professor Serlin and Colton have been teaching classes at PVCC since 2009.
And so when I started bringing him, the student attendance was much better.
A trained service dog, Professor Colton helps Serlin with her severe anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder.
He literally goes everywhere with me, and so he's my sidekick. I'm lost when I don't have him.
Their bond is undeniable, which made it even harder when Professor Colton was recently diagnosed with an adrenal tumor. Serlin and her family are preparing for a trip to California soon, so Professor Colton can undergo surgery.
It's been very scary, thinking about it, but UC Davis gives him the best chance.
And he'll have all of the students rooting for him as well.
I really want to stay in touch with Colton during that time and make sure that he's doing okay. My professor, yes, definitely cutest thing ever.
We couldn't agree more. Alex Gaul, 12 News.
3 minutes to go in overtime. Arizona yet to score. Martin, another deep bomb! 28 points!
When he walked onto campus as a freshman last year, ASU basketball's Remy Martin was a highly rated yet little-known figure in the ASU community. A 6'1" guard from California, Martin took Tempe by storm last season, becoming a fan favorite through his high-energy play and tenacious defending.
When it's time for me to score and change the game, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just one of those guys that will just try to do whatever I can, whether that's scoring or bringing energy, playing defense, picking up the ball. I just try to be a complete player and help our team win.
For Martin, playing basketball at the college level was a lifelong dream, one that started when he was just 2 years old and he started sinking hoops into the trash can.
When he was missing all his bottles because he didn't know where it was, and then one day I walked into his room and he was like shooting it in the trash can and it falls back to sleep. Looked all the trash can and underneath the furniture, it's all there.
Martin grew up in California as the son of Mary Ann Macaspac, who immigrated to the U.S. from the Philippines in 1980. Growing up, basketball was a big part of Remy's life, but even more important, his Filipino-American heritage.
Being in that type of culture, it's all about a family culture, and I wear a wristband actually on my leg that just kind of reminds me of all the things that they sacrificed, especially my parents, my sisters.
Remy's bond with his family goes well beyond the basketball court. Martin takes part in many of his family's Filipino traditions, which inspired him to be grateful for what he has and to use his platform to be a leader for his family and for his teammates.
She taught me a lot besides basketball. She taught me how to be a better human being. It has a lot to do with my leadership on the court, is that I take things like family gatherings and how we converse with each other, and I take that on the court, and it works perfectly.
That development into a leader hasn't gone unnoticed. ASU head coach Bobby Hurley sees Martin's development into a pass-first point guard as a hallmark of his leadership ability.
Remy's always had great charisma, personality, and as a point guard, natural kind of leader out there on the floor. You have the basketball so much. This year I think he's just taken another step in his development, and his role has gotten a little bit bigger, and he's really, looking for his teammates in addition to, finding his own scoring opportunities.
Now in his second season as a Sun Devil, Martin has many high hopes for his future, including making it to the NBA, playing for the Filipino national team, and using his resources to give back to his family's heritage.
In the Philippines, you don't have all this luxury. He has so much shoes and clothes. He says, Mom, let's send it in the Philippines. So him and my husband actually had put that together, put them on boxes, and shipped it in the Philippines.
Yeah, people see me as a passionate guy and an energetic guy, and I guess I got that. I guess it goes through a Filipino heritage.
Remy Martin, a winner on the court and a leader in life. In Tempe, Alex Gaul, Cronkite Sports.